Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with another Viking Oration. This time around, I'm going to be discussing the latest single from the band Sojourner entitled Bound by Blood. This comes off their debut full length album, Empires of Ash, which is coming out June 13th on Avant Garde Music, which is a label that, while I've not heard everything they have put out, obviously, a lot of the stuff I have heard has just been absolutely killer. They have a real good ear for atmospheric black metal. And, yeah, Sojourner is no exception here. I mean, they what I've heard so far has just been absolutely amazing. And as I said, this is only the second song that they have put out from this. The first one entitled "Heritage of the Natural Realm," another great song. But out of the two, "Bound by Blood" is the one that really hit me. It struck something with me. But a little background on Sojourner, in case you've never heard of them. They are a atmospheric black metal band based out of Malmo, Sweden, as well as currently St. Andrews, Scotland. Though if you actually look on their Facebook page, it does say New Zealand. That is because two of the members were located in New Zealand at the time, and they have currently relocated to St. Andrews in Scotland. So yeah, the band consists of Mike Lamb and Chloe Bray, who do all the music. Though they do have a guy that they recently hired within the last few months, I guess, entitled, Jesus, named Mike Wilson, who does bass, I guess, full time in the studio. Now, Sojourner does end up going out on tour at some point. I'm guessing he will be playing bass live. I don't know for a fact. That's just kind of my guess. And finally, we have Emilio Crespo, who does vocals as well as the lyrics. And yeah, wow, what can I say about this song? I mean, it's 6 minutes and 40 seconds of just pure epic atmospheric black metal. The intro alone, in my book, is the definition of epic. It starts out with what I initially thought was the sound of ocean waves, because that's what I was hearing. But when I listened to it a little bit closer, I realized it's actually leaves blowing in the wind, which is just as cool. I mean, it still creates a really cool atmosphere right off the bat. And then an instrument that I don't really recall very much being used in atmospheric black metal. I could be wrong. Maybe I just it just never stood out to me before in other bands. But the tin whistle makes an appearance right at the beginning, and oh my god, it is like fast becoming my favorite instrument in atmospheric black metal. More bands need to have some fucking tin whistle. I'm just saying. But it actually makes several appearances throughout this song. A lot of times it's there's a couple times that it appears like as a standalone instrument. It has its own little section where all the other instruments just kind of stop, and all you hear is the tin whistle. And then it also makes appearances at times where it's more of a backing instrument, where it kind of just helps create a little bit of the atmosphere that they're going for in that particular moment. But yeah, it's a really cool thing to hear in this song. The rest of the instruments, your standard instruments, all sound fucking amazing. You can tell these guys know what they're doing. I mean, they know how to play their instruments well. Really cool riffs. The drumming, you got your standard blast beats sections and stuff, but just really well played is basically what I'm getting at here. And speaking of guitar riffs, though, there is a riff right around the 146 mark that, it literally, I kid you not, the minute I heard it, and even to this day, every time I listen to this song, as soon as that riff comes in, it just sends a shiver down my spine. I mean, it's just so awesome. And from what I understand, Chloe actually wrote that riff. And if I remember right, I want to say it was kind of based off of like a rhythm that Native Americans use in a lot of their instrumentations when they, ritual music. I could be wrong, but I want to say that's something that I remember hearing. But that same riff repeats itself right around the 426 mark. And soon it just comes in again, and then all of a sudden it gives way to the tin whistle, and it's like just that little transition is just so well done. And what's funny is as I said before, the tin whistle makes an appearance at the end of the song, right around the 5:45 mark, I think it is. It comes in again, but it actually ends up playing the rhythm that the guitar riff used to do. So it's like, you have this guitar riff, comes in 2 times, and then at the very end, the tin whistle makes an appearance again, and it actually takes the place of the guitar riff and does that same rhythm. It's just really well executed. I fucking love that. And lyrically, though, I mean, the gist of the song, from what I, was able to figure out by reading the lyrics, is basically about this guy that is technically, trapped, kind of metaphorically, by some kind of dark entity that's controlling him and trying to come after him. And he's wondering, who the hell this is, what it is, why is it controlling him? Where's his, as he says in the lyrics, where is his free will? It's like he can't control his actions, he can't control himself. This entity has got a hold of him somehow, and he's trying to figure out who the hell they are, what they are, why are they doing this. And apparently, from what I've read and what I can tell, this entity like disappeared for quite some time, but it still has a control over him. And then finally he is able to figure out, who they are, track them down, and finally he unleashes his wrath upon this entity and kills them, and basically sets himself free of this, and like the very last lyrics in the song say, give me just 1 second. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure I got this line right because, like I said, I want to strive to give you as accurate information as possible, so I don't want to fuck up the lyrics, especially to such an amazing song. But the very last line of this says, Here you found your final resting place." And just the way Emilio screams that line, mixed with, of course, the tin whistle, has to, end with that tin whistle. Just that combination. I mean, you just finally feel like this guy finally got his revenge, finally found who was, causing all this darkness in his life and was making him do all these things that he really probably didn't even want him to do, but he just couldn't help it because he was being controlled. You just hear how, in that moment, he's finally got his revenge. He's killed this, entity, whether it's a him or her or hell, an it. It could be a fucking demon for all we know. But he's finally got his revenge. He's finally killed this entity, and he is free. And just, just the way that line is delivered, just, But, yeah. Great fucking song. And if the rest of the album is anything like this, like I said, this is going to be, without a doubt, in my top 10 of this year. That I have no doubt. Where it stacks up in that top 10, I do not know. But if the rest of this album is anything like this song, we could very well have, album of the year contender right here. So hurry the fuck up, June 13th. You cannot get here any sooner. But yeah, hopefully I didn't ramble on too long. Check out Sojourner. If you love atmospheric black metal, you cannot go wrong with this band, in my opinion. Just based off these 2 songs, I can already tell this is going to be a fucking amazing album. But yeah, check out Bound by Blood and their first song. Give Sojourner your support. They definitely deserve it. So I'm going to quit rambling now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.